Good morning, students. So, in the last lecture, we have covered generics. So, in the previous classes, I have added audio into the PPT. Now, I'm going to start with video lecture, and this is my first experience. So, if you will be comfortable with this, so I will change the previous contents also into the video. Okay. So, today we are going to start topic of collection. It's the last topic you can say from our syllabus of Java. And collections, as per the name, collections means an object which is going to store the values, different kind of value into one cell, or you can say object. So in Java, collection is actually nothing. Collection is an object. Collection is an object that group multiple element into a single. It can be of similar type. It may be of a different type. So when we are storing it of similar type, it is like the type will be maybe string, maybe any generic type that you will define at the time of creating the object of collection class. Okay. So collections are used to store, retrieve, manipulate. You want to perform operation, and you want to communicate aggregate data with aggregate data. For that we are using collections. So already we have done one class which belongs to collection interface, that is ArrayList before midterm. That is a kind of collection, and not a kind of, actually it's a collection. So ArrayList hold different kind of data or same kind of data if it is generic. So because we have already done ArrayList, so means almost we have done this topic collection. And as ArrayList belongs to util package, so all the classes which belongs to collection actually belongs to util package. We'll see collection framework. Framework means it's a collection of different classes and interface which belongs to collection, and it is a unified architecture used for manipulating and storing the data. At the top level we have an interface name is collection. So in Java you can say collection is an interface inherited by different classes. Okay, and those classes may be abstract classes or concrete classes, and we are using concrete classes to create object and to hold the data. But actually collection is a top level interface in the hierarchy, have many methods, and those methods are implemented by different classes, and we are using those classes. Advantages of collection: it reduces programming effort. Like we have one class linked list. So if you have seen in C or C++, if you want to define a linked list, you have to write a very big code. But in collection, in Java, already we have inbuilt class name is linked list, and we will just create the object of linked list class and we will get linked list. And then we have all the inbuilt method related to linked list, like you want to insert at beginning, insert at end, or somewhere else. So with the help of this collection you can do easily. It's a speedy and quality providing, allows interoperability among different APIs. So if you want to communicate, it is easy with the help of collections. So collection interface mainly have collection interface which is inherited by the set interface, list interface, queue interface, queue interface, and then these are inherited by subclasses. Similarly, we have another interface, map interface, and map interface have a sub interface, or you can see class, it's a sorted map. So this is complete interface of a framework of collection classes. So collection is a top level interface which is inherited by different interfaces, set, list, and queue. Then we have different abstract classes like abstract collection, set, list, and abstract queue. Similarly, there is one another class GQ, linked list, array list, vector, hash set, tree set. These are in our syllabus. Actually, we have to cover tree set, hash set, vector, array list, linked list, priority queue, because these are concrete classes. So we will create object of these classes. These classes are defining some its own method and have definition of some other methods which belongs to either collection interface or the abstract classes. which they are inheriting. Understand? So after this we have collection interface which contains sets. So set is actually a group of elements which is not having possibility of duplicacy. List interface is ordered collection. As you have seen, array list belongs to list interface. So array list is ordered collection of elements in the order which you are adding, the elements get added. Queue stores the element into first in first out fashion. And last is maps are efficient data structure, quickly searching using key. So hash map belongs to maps interface. Then we have abstract collection classes under the collection interface, which is partially providing the implementation to some of the methods of collection. Similarly, we have method in the collection that is size and iterator, which is not defined by the abstract collection classes. It will be defined by the concrete classes. So we'll see collection interface and methods of the collection interface. So we have add method. So it return boolean value, means it is adding or not adding. It will return true if the value get added. If it will return false, if it is not will be able to add. Object is the variable which you want to add, or value you want to add into the collection. So append the specified element O to the end of collection. So it add the element at the end of collection. Add all, and you are passing another collection. So it will be like you have created a collection and you want to add elements of other collection into new collection or into your another collection. So we'll write ob2 dot add all ob1. So ob1 is another collection, ob2 is another collection. So all the element of ob1 will get added into ob2. Okay, so this is the add all method. Contains method to check that whether this element that you have passed into the parameter is available into your collection or not. Now see, the methods which belongs to collection interface also belongs to array list, also belongs to linked list, also belongs to stack, because all these classes are inheriting the collection interface. Okay, so that's why you have seen all these methods into the array list also. So boolean contain all. So you have already seen these remove all, retain all method into the array list. Just going to recap or revise the array list with iterator interface also, or we have method iterator, return type, and iterator. Similarly, we have done this also, and in the PPT I have given you some MCQs to just go through that. Whatever we have covered is you understand that or not. So it's like which interface restrict duplicate element, so set interface. Which does not inherit the collection interface, map interface is not inheriting the collection interface. DQ and Q are derived from, so DQ and DQ are derived from collection interface. The root interface of Java, collection. Linked list class implements DQ and list both. Now iterator interface used for iterating, means traversing the content of any collection. You want to traverse and want to perform some operations. So we have iterator interface which belongs to java.lang.iterable interface. So no need to call it, because lang package is already imported into our program by default. Iterator interface contains a method like hasNext, which return whether next value is available or not, or we reach to the end of the collection. Next is going to return the next element. Remove is going to remove the element which you have accessed. Either it may be next element that you have accessed or previous element, because actually we have two methods. In iterator we have only one method, next interface next, so it will be on one directional. We have after in iterator we have one another interface name is a list iterator, with which we can traverse the list only, and it will be both in the both direction, forward and backward direction. So we have list interface having same methods of the iterator interface, but differences it has previous, next, previous index, next index, set. If you want to replace the value, add to add the value, remove to remove the value. Okay, so just see that also extend the collection interface. List we will see into the next lecture. Just cover up to list iterator. Just see the example of let's say we have a okay, so let's suppose we are opening Notepad. Not this actually. Let's see, we have opened the Notepad. I'm going to write a very small program, so it's a simple because we have to write a program of ArrayList. So we have to import java.util.star. So let's say class test. In the test class we have main method. Then we are creating array list, generic array list of string type, let's say. So this is how we are creating array list. So ob1 is an array list of string type. Now you can add the element into the array list. So ob1 dot add method belongs to collection interface, as we have seen. So we can add the element here. So let's say we have added Kolkata. ob1 dot add Punjab. ob1 dot add Haryana. So add method belongs to collection interface. Similarly, we have some other method like let's say we want to check that whether our list contain Jaipur. So for that we have method name is contains. So we'll just write ob1 dot contains. Contains method also belongs to which package, which interface? Collection interface. So inherited by ArrayList provided the definition, but actually it is belonging to collection interface. Done this. So similarly other methods you can explore. Now we want to traverse this array list. So for that we have list iterator. Let's say I is equal to method belongs to iterator. List iterator method belongs to array list. So it will be ob1 dot list iterator. In the constructor you can pass index also, like we have passed 1. So we means we want to traverse the iterate list from index 1. If you have not passed, it will start from 0. So then simply while I dot has next is going to check whether we have next value or not. System dot out dot print I dot next. What you can do, you can convert it into the string x is equal to I dot, or actually it is not required because just one thing we have done. We have to create it should be of string type generic. That's it. Save the program, let's say on the desktop.